lap right there.
Oh! And big damage already to the 11.
We got damage.
So NASCAR will probably stay green right here as opposed to the oval where we go caution for these kind of events. On a road course, they'll just stay green. Same place Denny had trouble earlier today, this time for a different reason.
Just barely caught it there, but sent him up the wall, or up the track into the wall.
Not a good day for Denny Hamlin, a guy needing to make something happen. Right here he's in trouble, and tough day for him.
Yeah. This is after the checkers. That was Junior who hit Kyle Larson and set that off, it looks like.
Oh, that was a hard lick right there for Ryan Reed.
I know he's the most popular driver ever in NASCAR, but this is probably a moment that Dale Earnhardt Jr. wants fans and for himself to forget. After the 2014 Xfinity race at Daytona, he ended up getting into the back of a few cars, spinning them out, and causing a massive accident after the race. Funny enough, Dale Jr. would actually go on to win the Daytona 500 the following day. That's pretty ironic that this happened. One of his dumbest moments turned out to be one of his smartest moments just a day later. Going back to dumbest moments, Paulie Haraka, in his first ever Cup Series debut, decided to wreck before he even got off pit road. That is something that's probably never happened in a NASCAR race and probably will never happen again.
Got into Alex Kennedy, both set to make their Sprint Cup debut today, and here's a replay of what happened.
That's just guys not paying attention. That's all
right.
that is.
19, the white machine of Alex Kennedy.
In her inaugural season in the Cup Series, Danica Patrick showed how dumb she was on the racetrack, tried to wreck Landon Castle, and she ended up wrecking herself in the process. This ultimately was the demise of Danica Patrick's race at Kansas and put a big asterisk on her career at what was to come.
Not change tires and add fuel at the same time. So now the crew chiefs are going to say, okay, do we put tires on right now or do we change fuel?
I don't think they do either right now. I think these guys mostly will stay out. Phil, do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're at the very back of the pack, then you have nothing to lose. And I think it's so early, these guys are limited to the number of sets of tires that they can use. I think they will just come in and dump a little fuel in if you're at the back of the pack.
And let's remind the folks at home why this rule is in effect now. They're trying to save the team's money.
And there it goes.
There it goes. It was just sitting up there on the deck lid, just pretty as you please, till he came off the corner.
Well, Matt Kenseth found some of those notes right there. Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch it stick to the grill here.
So
Bam.
if the 27 car is watching our broadcast, if you'll go down to Matt Kenseth, you'll at least find 2 pages of the notes.
We talked about BP. Man, it's so hard to go from 135 to 35 miles per hour and just lost control and slid into the tire barriers.
This is the most difficult pit lane to get on from the racetrack because you don't ever have a straight shot and you're coming off the banking, trying to hustle the car on pit lane, and you get on that flat and it's real slippery right there. See all the marbles and the dirt and the rubber? When you hit that with a hot set of tires, it's like hitting ice.
Oh, and on those tires full of water, that's quite an impact.
Yes, it is. You see, you have to get on the underside of those cones as well.
And you talk about stopping.
Really bad for you. Fortunes can change very quickly, can't they, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, fill out a list for the dumbest thing ever did in a race car. It definitely tops that, but that's...
You usually want to be at the top of your game in NASCAR when you're the reigning champion. You want to be proven that you deserve to be here and you deserve to win another championship. And Matt Kenseth was on that route in 2004, picking up a couple victories and looking to go back-to-back in the postseason. But unfortunately for Kenseth at Dover early on in the chase, his playoff hopes would go up in smoke as he would wreck entering pit road in one of the most wackiest ways possible. Kenseth would slide in the entrance of pit road and hit these bizarre tire barriers that honestly probably shouldn't have been there to begin with. I don't know, it's just pretty strange to me.
Having some problems, getting spun around, excuse me, not upside down, spun around.
She was definitely upside down. You can see the damage to the roof of that truck. You can see Kelly moving around in the truck.
Another truck also involved back up the track a little bit further. Red flag has come out.
Looks like the Ford truck gets a little sideways. He might have made a slight bit of contact
with the 10
with the 10 of Terry Cook. We see Kelly Sutton probably going to come along here with nowhere to go. You see he made some hard contact with the left front of Chris Fontaine's, and that sent her up into the outside wall, and somehow her truck got upside down. Let's see if we can take another look at it. Watch the 4 truck. Kelly Sutton's going to come along and clip her.
She was out of control a little bit coming in there. You could see that she was just trying to recorrect when she got into that 4.
Yeah, she was sideways. She had lost control coming in. You can see the radiator leaking there, but you're right, it flipped back over when it hit the apron.
All right, guys, he crashed off a 2 here.
Alex Kennedy into the wall as the 23 has heavy damage on the right front. And no, what happened to Kevin Swindell?
Holy cow.
Good Lord. That is the 23, and what happened here?
Must have pulled up in front of him.
Oh, wow. Man. Oh.
What a bad break for Swindell, dude.
What did he do? He drove straight across the damn racetrack.
I had the wheel cranked and everything. I was trying to go back up the track to just try and get back down to the pits and everything. See if we can maybe salvage the car as it was, and it wouldn't turn.
This has to be the most dumbest way to re-entry back on the track after you've been in an accident. This number 23 car probably pulled off the most dumbest thing to do behind the wheel of a NASCAR stock car under caution. Once you're already wrecked, just get out of the way or go back to pit road, or even wait for the tow truck. This guy decides, I'm going to keep on driving, but instead I'm going to pull out right in front of traffic like an idiot. Unbelievable.
This is the time of the race when stuff starts heating up in this particular corner right there. She jocked off the track.
The open road.
And Marcus Ambrose.
Both Canadian drivers, all 3 of our top guys right there.
Alex Tagliani had to check up. He's going to lose some spots. Everybody gets underway, and now they're
doing a great job. And I think that Chuck's like, wow, I'm not going to have him cleared as easy as before. Rusty, I think you're right. He locked up the rear brakes. Then when he got in that grass, he lost the steering. Probably should have considered stopping and exiting turn 2.
Probably trying to run side by side through these. I think did he just lose it? I don't know where Cody Ware came in.
I saw Matty D was really close to him.
He pulled right out in front of him.
Right
wow.
there.
Oh boy.
That was one of those days of thunder moments
Well,
right
it's a
there.
dust cloud.
Yeah.
That was that time when you don't want to head for the smoke.
I'd like to go back and see that replay again. The 21 I thought was right on the back bumper of Priest when he got loose.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious is how Ryan Priest lost, traction in the rear and the car came around.
You're going to win this race for me because it could be out of my hands.
We've already packed the pit equipment up. It's already in the hauler, Clint.
Well, how about the opportunity? I guess you're going to have to see who's got tires.
Yeah, about everybody has tires except, as Jamie Little reported, Tyler Reddick in that 8 car. Of course, he's fallen all the way back to...
As we can see nowadays, Cody Ware easily isn't the brightest person on the planet and behind a race car. Cody Ware decided to wreck Ryan Preece at Sonoma and then get involved in the wreck, still, somehow go off the track, and then proceed to wreck Ryan Preece twice. First off, he would run in the back of him, and then it's like he blamed him and he turned right to run back into him. This is probably one of the most strangest wrecks Cody Ware's ever been a part of because he lost more brain cells than he had. It just shows how bad NASCAR is at processing drivers and letting them race week to week. Somehow Cody Ware still has a ride and is able to race anytime he wants to because he's under the charter agreement. This is just depressing.
And we've been talking about the race car drivers having trouble with this track. How about the pace car driver?
So we are going to assume this is Brett Bodine just because it's fun.
And
to mess
he's
with
normally the
Bodine
pace car driver.
But, yeah, I hadn't seen that very often.
This Saturday, NASCAR on Fox from Pocono. Coming right back.
And now, Matt DiBenedetto and Jeb Burton, oh gosh, got turned around by a track truck.
Holy smoly.
Well, I guess when you're trying to get into your pit.
The sweeper's a weeper.
Now, we've saw Matt Kenseth once spin into his pit and get serviced that way. And
yeah, all it says is you have to be in your pit box. It doesn't say which direction.
Oh, that's true.
The winner. I've never been wrecked by a wrecker.
Natalie Decker they're trying to push Natalie Decker off the track after being involved in an incident, and then at pushed her onto it.
I think she wanted to turn on the pit road, and the record driver didn't realize that, and she was trying to hit the brakes, and
he was on the gas.
He was on the gas.
A bunch of them did, but not our leader.
Whoa! Car goes around in the trial, the spin, sliding out of control. B.J. McLeod brings out the caution. Stenhouse has wrecked on pit road with Tyler Reddick. B.J. McLeod in the 51 coming into frame here at the top. And there's Tyler Reddick. All of them in their first 500 start, and it's on.
Yeah, and I just wonder if McLeod was trying to get woed up, and I think Cody Ware had no idea he was coming to pit road.
Bubba Wallace with a massive hit there, Steve.
Yes, he did not have a good day yesterday. The bad weekend continues. The difference is we were expecting to see maybe a couple spinouts for Bubba Wallace, but this is a KO. This will not be a return to the action. About says this will be a good shot at right here, real time. Wow. So, you know, it's inviting, and what people have told me is that if you give up a little there, it costs you all the way around NASCAR 3 and 4. So, and this is what I've been waiting to see, is how quickly this can be repaired. Look, he just gets loose, and he's nowhere to go.
Oh, wow.
And that's a moment that you're thankful that wall is designed to move.
Is correct. Oh, man.
Huge impact there.
And Steve, you've mentioned it. That backstretch chicane is so.
I don't know who to give the dumb award to. Maybe Bubba Wallace for overshooting this corner? Or do I give it to NASCAR for putting this tire barrier in the worst spot at the Charlotte Roval's inaugural race? This was in the practice session where Bubba Wallace slid off the racetrack and pounded the outside retaining tire barriers on the exit of the chicane. Thankfully, Bubba Wallace was okay, but NASCAR had to make a quick decision and remove those tire barriers the following year at the Roval.
And from high above.
It's what you call a wad right there. They get all wadded up, and the 25 and the 99, and 99 gets in the fence. 26 was involved. Jamie McMurray in the 26, Carl Edwards in the 99. See Joe Nemechek in the 13 bumps into Carl, but in the meantime...
Yeah, this was not quite what brought out the caution. Watch the yellow cat car.
He gets forced into the pit lane. Here's what I don't think he realizes. He's got a flat right front tire.
150 miles an hour. Blaney is trying to scrub off speed.
And just nowhere for Ken Schrader, the 21 car, to go.
Or Boyer in the 07 car.
Came right out in front of Ken Schrader. Clint Boyer also damaged, and Schrader's Little Debbie's car is a wreck. Remember, Schrader and Buddy Baker were the two drivers to win on Sunday and then on Thursday and have a shot to win the 500.
And there's a problem on that right front. You saw the rear. They were working on that left rear, and then Kyle pulled away. And the tire is off the left rear. Those that didn't want to see Kyle Busch come down to the Truck Series and win, they're cheering. But
well, he was a long way from winning this race. Even with a good stop, he was going to have a battle on his hands.
And just like that,
make a difference. You see,
crash coming onto pit road. Kyle Larson, late decision, wanted to come to pit road. Kyle Busch looked like he was going to come off of pit road. They hit.
Kyle was going. He was going to fake like he was coming on pit road, and he turned right to get on the racetrack. And Kyle Larson had the exact opposite idea.
Confusion getting onto pit road. Kyle Larson wouldn't have made it. He was already past the cone. Kyle Busch was trying to get back off of pit road.
Yeah, I think Kyle Larson, when he saw the 18, he turned right. I think if the 18 not been there, he probably would have made it, but
he's going to stay out. Kyle Larson looks like he's going to stay out. Kyle Busch decides to come in.
Well, then Kyle Busch changed his mind, took a hard right to go back on the racetrack at the same time that Kyle Larson decided to take a hard left and come to pit road.
On that outside, the 18 to the inside.
Can the 11 slow the 22 down?
He does. He gets a good side draft right there, Rick. Look at the gap that Allmendinger has. Big run from the 11. Coming. Yes, big run coming.
Go up.
Oh!
Half back, go bottom.
He had to block his teammate.
Inline.
Ross Chastain blocks now, looking to get by A.J. Allmendinger for the win. He's going to turn him. The 10 turns the 16. Around goes the 11. The 11 is out front now. Haley is leading. Justin Haley went to the bottom, and Justin Haley is going to win.
This person is probably running off pure alcohol and not even any water or hydration in him. There's no way this guy has anything but alcohol in his system. Back in the 90s, this idiotic fan at Pocono Raceway decided he was going to run across the track as the leaders were coming across the backstretch. This is still one of the most stupidest things I've ever seen in a NASCAR race, period. There's no way that this will ever be topped, and thankfully, this can never happen again because this is a horrifying thing to watch. Cars traveling over 200 miles per hour heading right towards him.
Well, I'm sure he's checked. He may have been wondering how that right front damage looks.
The car, Sterling Marlin is jumping out of his car. He's going around to look at the right front fender. But, oh, he can't do that.
You can't work on your car under the red flag. That's the NASCAR rule.
Pull it off a little bit.
You're not allowed to work on your car under the red flag.